welcome to Weekend Update from Death Curse Society for February 16th, 2024. Every Friday, we run down all the horror news that you need to know. I'm Red Crank, and let's get to the news. The good news, Evil is getting a 4th season this May on Paramount+. The bad news, it will be its final season. Evil, created by Robert and Michelle King, is a psychological mystery that examines the origins of evil along the dividing line between science and religion. The series focuses on a skeptical female psychologist who joins a priest in training and a contractor as they investigate the church's backlog of unexplained mysteries, including supposed miracles, demonic possessions, and hauntings. Their job is to assess if there is a logical explanation or if something truly supernatural is at work. Michael Emerson and Christine Lottie round out the outstanding cast. The final season will begin streaming in May on Paramount+, but you can catch up on all the episodes from the 3 previous seasons right now on the streamer. We were left on quite the cliffhanger when the first part of Chucky Season 3 went on hiatus last year, due in part to the writers and actors strikes. A recent post from Devon Sawa on X confirms the season will return April 10th, 2024 to USA and Sci-Fi, with episodes streaming the next day on Peacock. John Waters will join the cast in the back half of Season 3 as Wendell Wilkins, the creator of the Good Guys Company. The rest of the cast includes Sawa, Brad Dourif, Jennifer Tilly, Zachary Arthur, and Olivia Allen Lind. James Wan is expanding heavily into television after major success in the film world with the announcement of a second straight-to-series order from the prolific producer. Peacock has purchased an untitled espionage techno-thriller from creator Thomas Brandon. Wan will serve as executive producer through his Atomic Monster banner, and the series will star Simu Liu. I hope I said that right. The series is described as 5 minutes in the future, a first-generation American intelligence analyst, Alexander Hale, realizes his brain has been hacked, giving the perpetrators access to everything he sees and hears. Caught between his shadowy agency and the unknown hackers, he must maintain a performance 24/7 to flush out who's responsible and prove where his allegiances lie. The same production team is also working on Teacup, a contemporary horror thriller based on Robert R. McGammon's Stinger. In the novel, during a single 24-hour period in Inferno, Texas, a town in trouble is driven to the brink by racial tension, gang violence, and a collapsing economy. But things can always get worse, and they do with astonishing speed. Peacock has also ordered a limited scripted series from Dr. Death creator Patrick McManus to focus on the murders of famed serial killer John Wayne Gacy, according to Variety. The official synopsis for John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise, states, from 1972 to 1978, 33 young men were kidnapped, murdered, and buried in a crawlspace beneath their killer's house. And no one was the wiser. Not for all those years. Why? He was charming and funny. He had a good all-American job, was a community leader. He even volunteered to entertain sick kids while dressed as a clown. Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy peels back the twisted layers of John Wayne Gacy's life while weaving in the heart-trending stories of his mostly gay victims, exploring the grief, guilt, and trauma of their families and friends, and exposing the systemic failures, missed opportunities, and societal prejudices that fueled his reign of terror. Keep an eye on Peacock for all of those series coming to you, hopefully soon. The battle rages on March 29th, 2024, when Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, storms in the theaters, and we have a huge trailer to tide us over until then. The Guardians of Nature, the Protectors of Humanity, the Rise of a New Empire. Legendary Pictures' cinematic monsterverse follows up the explosive showdown of Godzilla vs. Kong with an all-new adventure that pits the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal, undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own. Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire delves further into the histories of these titans and their origins, as well as the mysteries of Skull Island and beyond, while uncovering the mythic battle that helped forge these extraordinary beings and tied them to humankind forever. Coming to theaters April 12th, 2024, Sting promises to stir up nightmares for those with arachnophobia. Now, we have a trailer to check out. Written and directed by roache-turner, the film's synopsis is: one cold, stormy night in New York City, a mysterious object falls from the sky and smashes through the window of a rundown apartment building. It is an egg, and from this egg emerges a strange little spider. The creature is discovered by Charlotte, a rebellious 12-year-old girl obsessed with comic books. Despite her stepfather Ethan's best efforts to connect with her through their comic book co-creation Fangirl, Charlotte feels isolated. Her mother and Ethan are distracted by their new baby and are struggling to cope, leaving Charlotte to bond with the spider. Keeping it as a secret pet, she names it Sting. As Charlotte's fascination with Sting increases, so does its size. Growing at a monstrous rate, Sting's appetite for blood becomes insatiable. Neighbors' pets start to go missing, and then the neighbors themselves. Soon, Charlotte's family and the eccentric characters of the building realize that they're all trapped, hunted by a ravenous, supersized arachnid with a taste for human flesh, and Charlotte is the only one who knows how to stop it. I've got to shave my head next week. That's what esteemed actor Christian Bale said last week when asked about his next film, which will be a Frankenstein-based tale with an all-star cast helmed by sophomore director Maggie Gyllenhaal. The story follows a lonely Frankenstein who travels to 1930s Chicago to seek the aid of a Dr. Euphronius in creating a companion for himself. The two reinvigorate a murdered young woman, and the bride is born. She is beyond what either of them intended, igniting a combustible romance, the attention of the police, and a wild and radical social movement. The cast also includes Jessie Buckley, Penelope Cruz, Peter Sarsgaard, and Annette Bening. Production is expected to begin soon, with a release from Warner Brothers coming potentially next year. Bret Easton Ellis, the author who gave us American Psycho back in 1991, is getting behind the camera for the upcoming monster movie Relapse, which he wrote and will star Stranger Things' Joseph Quinn, according to Variety. Described as an elevated monster flick with a creature design from DDT Studios, Relapse will feature Quinn as Matt Cullen, who checks into rehab after witnessing a horrific death during a drugged-up party. 3 months later, he is set to get his life back together, staying at his parents' mansion in the hills of Los Angeles. But things have changed around Matt, and everything seems off balance. Fueled by his unstable personality and the invading power of social media, Matt's paranoia grows, messing with his rehabilitation program. As he starts using again, a mysterious presence starts growing around Matt, and a monster that has been haunting him since he was a teenager reveals itself. His therapist tries to help, convinced that the monster is actually in Matt's head. Ellis says, "I grew up watching the iconic horror movies of the 1970s. I've written Lunar Park, a horror novel, as an homage to Stephen King. It seems appropriate that my first feature would be a horror film. There's a simplicity to Relapse that seems like the perfect form for my directing debut, something direct and impactful." There seem to be a few technical difficulties with the upcoming sequel to Megan, Blumhouse's hit horror movie from 2022. Megan 2.0 has been pushed back to a May 16th, 2025 release date. The film was originally scheduled to be in theaters in January 2025, but fans will have to wait a little longer to see the return of Allison Williams and Violet McGraw in the sequel produced by James Wan and written by Akela Cooper. The next film from Peter Anthony Productions launched their Indiegogo campaign this week with the first look at the teaser trailer for Laugh. Laugh is a psychological, in-your-face thriller bringing you face-to-face with the dark side of the human condition. Life brings us many things, including great loss, pain, and the ability to overcome one's demons. Literally. Along with stunning visuals, camera work, award-winning sound, and composing, this film will immerse you deep into the twisted mind of Peter Collymore. The scariest thing in the world is your own self-doubt. A man with nothing to lose is the most dangerous creature of all. Sometimes all we need to save ourselves is one good laugh.
My bird and your soul any further.
Peter Collymore is in the house tonight. Let's make some fucking noise.
time.
Give it to me!
You are in good hands. Sooner or later, even a good man has to choose evil.
Peter Anthony wrote the screenplay and will direct and star in the feature alongside Terry Kaiser, Sanaya Lutsis, gotcha, and Jason Brooks. The film is expected to be released in 2025. You can support the film and get exclusive perks by checking out the Indiegogo campaign right now. And that wraps up this edition of Weekend Update. As always, for more news and information, please visit our new and improved website, deathcursesociety.com. We update the site almost daily with news, reviews, film releases, convention information, and more. Stay on top of all the news and horror by following the website and all of our social media. On the next Monday Maniacs, since Eli Roth's Thanksgiving is arriving on Netflix this Saturday, we decided to rank our top 5 favorite Eli Roth films. Will his latest slasher top the list? Watch Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch to find out and join the conversation. Thanks for watching, and have a scary good weekend. Woo!